Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is Chaosmol and today we are talking about the Activision Blizzard lawsuit by California. Yes, Activision Blizzard got sued by the Californian state, or to be a little bit more precise, they are getting sued by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. And before we jump into this lawsuit, a few things. First, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not even living in the States, so my knowledge about the whole law system in the United States and in the States is non existent, so this is not lawyer advice. Second, this is my third take on this, and I will be honest, I haven't really prepared anything. We will just read through it and then I will give my honest opinion about this. And it is also 4 a.m. in the morning here when I record this, so it was important to do this because this lawsuit, it is unbelievable. If there is even a percentage of this true, like that would be the point for me where I have to say, Activision Blizzard, I would never touch a game of you ever again. Because this is not just a management problem as we have seen with, let's say, Ubisoft, where I always could say, okay, this is a management issue, and the people who are working at Ubisoft and who are just the normal programmers, it's not really their fault, and I can still somewhat accept to play that games of them. And reading through this Activision Blizzard lawsuit, it seems to me more apparent that it isn't that problem. That it is actually the whole company who has some huge issues. But let's jump into this lawsuit. And again, if I make a mistake, please forgive me. But let's do this. Oh, one last thing. Trigger warning. For everything. Literally for everything. Activision Blizzard was what could we do to really mess with people? Let's do everything. So if you have some triggers, don't watch this. And don't listen to it. Oh, right. A 2-year investigation by the state agency found that the company discriminated against female employees in terms of and conditions of employment, including compensation, assignment, promotion, and termination. Company leadership constantly failed to take steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, the agency said. According to the complaint, filed on Tuesday in Los Angeles Superior Court, female employees make up around 20% of the Activision workforce and are subjugated to a pervasive frat boy workplace culture. I will be honest, I didn't even know what that means. Now I know. And I want to go back to the point where I didn't know, just saying, including cube crawls, in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office, cubicles in the office, and often engage in inappropriate behavior towards female employees. The agency alleges male employees play video games during the workday while delegating responsibilities to female employees, engage in sexual banter, and joke openly about rape, among other things. Female employees allege being held back from promotions because of the possibilities they might become pregnant, being criticized for leaving to pick their children up from daycare, and being kicked out of lactation rooms so male colleagues could use the room for meetings, the complaint says. Female employees working for the World of Warcraft team noted that male employees and supervisors would hit on them, make derogatory comments about rape, and otherwise engage in demeaning behavior, the agency alleges. The suit also points to a female Activision employee who took her life while on a company trip with a male supervisor. The employee had been subjugated to intense sexual harassment prior to her death, including having nude photos passed around at the company holiday party, the complaint says. The agency seeks an injunction forcing compliance with workplace protections, as well as an unpaid wages, pay adjustments, back pay, and lost wages and benefits for female employees. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just like, unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable, and holy shit. Like, we have heard some really bad things happening in the video game industry, but this is just unbelievable. And if you think, wow, that is already pretty screwed up, oh yeah, don't you worry, we are not done. No, because good old Blizzard was like, oh yeah, you know what? We would like to give an official statement on this, and that official statement is just aggressive. Absolutely aggressive. Let us read the official Blizzard Entertainment statement on this one. The DFEH includes disordered, and in many cases false descriptions of Blizzard's past. We have been extremely cooperative with the DFEH throughout the investigation, including providing them with extensive data and ample documentation. But they refused to inform us what the issues they perceived. They were required by law to adequately investigate and to have good faith discussions with us to better understand and to resolve any claims or concerns before going to litigation. But they failed to do so. Instead, they rushed to file an inaccurate complaint, as we will demonstrate in court. We are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case and with no regard for her grieving family. While we find this behavior to be disgraceful and unprofessional, it is unfortunately an example of how they have conducted themselves throughout the course of the investigation. It is this type of irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. Holy moly! Like, this passive aggressiveness? No, this isn't even passive aggressiveness. This is full on aggressiveness with a lot of spite. And they're basically pissed that the DFEH didn't came to Blizzard beforehand so that they can fix the problems, or some people would say hide the problems. And it's, wow. Especially this last part. Irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. Did they really just pull the card off, leave us alone? Or we are leaving the state and you lose money? Like, unbelievable. And yeah, of course, they worked diligently with them together. Yeah, I can see that. That was as diligently as this message. No thanks. It continues, by the way. The picture the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today. Over the past several years, and continuing since the initial investigation started, we have made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. We have updated our code of conduct to emphasize a strict non-retaliation focus, amplified internal programs, and channels for employees to report violations, including the Ask List, with a confidential integrity hotline, and introduced an employee relations team dedicated to investigate employee concerns. We have strengthened our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and combined our employee networks at a global level to provide additional support. Employees must also undergo regular anti-harassment training and have done so for many years. Yeah, look, same thing said Ubisoft and some other companies like Riot Games, and we know from third parties that it didn't change anything, that it didn't help. Like, just because you are changing your code of conduct and you put like integrity into your business doesn't mean things change. There is a difference between actively working for it and just giving options. Like, it doesn't really help. We have seen this with countless companies, not just in gaming, but other companies around the world, when they basically didn't do anything actively about those problems, nothing changed. And as I said, this is just, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a lawyer. I will not sit in court. I will not have to decide what's going on here. But what we have seen from other companies who have been wrongfully accused, and then it turns out they have been rightfully accused, this wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, the gaming industry has a real problem with those kind of things. And this is an absolute shit show. I don't know what to say. I think I've said everything I want to say here. Besides of, I'm pretty much done with Activision Blizzard. I mean, I've done so like a few years ago, but I always try to separate all the management stuff and all the gaming stuff. But at this point, I'm not sure if I can anymore. And if I really want to give those people money who apparently don't give a shit about their employees, or more importantly, don't give a shit about women. And at this point, yeah, I feel very much that I'm probably done with them. We will see how it goes. But it doesn't look too good. But yeah, that's really everything I have to say. As I said, I haven't really planned anything. Like, this wasn't planned out. It was just, I want to make this video, so I did. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I will keep you posted when something new is coming up. Truly sorry about this. And I know it's not really a great topic, but still, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you might consider not so much the topic, but me reporting on it. Because let's be honest, you cannot really enjoy what I just told you. Or I hope so. You don't. But if you enjoyed reporting, or me reporting on it, I would appreciate if you might consider to put a like under it. If you didn't enjoy this for whatever reason, besides of shooting the messenger, you can also click on the dislike button. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more gaming news, more gameplay reactions, I'm also doing a lot about Lost Ark, and Final Fantasy XIV came on the list as well as of recent. I would appreciate if you might consider to leave a subscription. I would appreciate that. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Stay safe. Till then.